So Succession is back on TV. And again, I haven't watched it yet. Like, I love to binge watch stuff. I don't want to wait every week for a new episode. I need to be able to binge watch like 5 or more in one go. But HBO has made a video about it, and I want to see what they have to say because, you know, hey, HBO knows a thing or two about money, and Succession is about the passing of money and financial wealth. So let's see what HBO has to say about the show. But before we get into that, don't forget to like, follow, subscribe, all the above. This video is brought to you by Brand Video Pro. We help brands and influencers scale their influence and sales. So if you're interested in that kind of thing, click the link down below, head on over to our website and find out how we can help you. All right, let's begin.
You may be familiar with the family drama on HBO's Succession, but what would patriarch Logan Roy be worth if the hit show were a reality?
I'm gonna pull you limb from limb like a piñata.
All right, so this video is about how much Logan Roy would actually be worth if this hit show was reality, and based on, like, you know, the lifestyle that is shown on the show.
What falls out?
84-year-old Logan Roy is the founder and CEO of Waystar Royco, the 5th largest media company in the world. The Roy family patriarch was born in Dundee, Scotland in 1937, but soon left his rainy hometown for the Canadian province of Quebec, where he and his brother Ewan were raised by their aunt and uncle. Both were small-time entrepreneurs. His uncle ran a print shop and owned some advertising billboards. His aunt owned a herd of cattle. Logan followed in their entrepreneurial footsteps, starting out with buying newspapers and founding what would become Waystar Royco in his early 20s.
Can I just say that in filmmaking, the way that we, especially with television series, the way that we go into depth with character development and character histories and just like the history of the whole story is so important and pivotal in ensuring that your story is as realistic as possible. But let's keep going.
Over time, the business expanded into theme parks, cruises, and resorts. And today, Logan Roy is worth $18 billion. The vast majority of that, $16.4 billion, coming from his 36% stake in Waystar.
Fantastic. Worth $18 billion. You see, the funny thing is that if he was African, he'd probably have like 1 million kids. And so succession would be such a hard thing, right? But he only has, I believe, 4 children. So no matter what, 4 kids inheriting $18 billion. $4 billion each, $4.5 billion each. It's a lot of money. It's a lot of money. They don't have to kiss his ass, but I think they feel like they have to because 4.5 each. But he has a wife, so she's gonna get a big chunk of that. So it's probably not 4.5 each. It's probably like maybe 1 each or 2 each or something like that, because the wife will probably take half. Okay, so the wife took half, so that's like 18 divided by 2, right? So 9 billion divided by 4 kids, 2.25 billion each. A lot of money. All right, let's keep going.
In all, the Roys own at least 10 properties worth $345 million. Some of the more notable ones include Logan's New York City townhouse, the Hamptons Summer Palace, the castle in England, the ranch in New Mexico, his son Kendall's 5 apartments, as well as that house in Malibu. Other assets include the family's luxury private jet collection, their 279-foot super yacht.
Their yacht is incredible. Their yacht is $130 million for their yacht. Jesus.
And a 50% stake in the Hearts FC Scottish soccer club. In terms of cash assets, we conservatively estimate the Roys hold at least $1 billion.
That it?
In 4 years, Logan claims Waystar Royco will be the Procter & Gamble of the news.
Why shouldn't we do all the news?
But the company and family's future is extremely uncertain.
Valuations were based on information in season 1 and 2 of Succession, along with the real world research based on real estate values and stock market prices. So this is how they're evaluating it. A representative of HBO and the Succession production staff accepted questions from Forbes about Roy family's net worth and assets, but did not comment as of press time. Okay, so this was pretty much Forbes's estimation. of how much money they would be worth, not what the producers have said. But here's the thing, what I would say, that Forbes is probably more accurate than the producers, because the producers probably don't know what $18 billion look like. So they're just making this number, oh, he's a multi-billionaire, but they don't really know, right? Or unless they did their research, which they probably did. It's HBO. They probably could have. But I would trust Forbes more because they'd have way more researchers, way more information about how assets are calculated, all of that stuff. Way more resources than really like any production company would, to be able to tell how much money the family is worth. So I trust Forbes with that evaluation. $18 billion. That's a lot of money. Even if each kid got $2 billion each, a lot of money. So, I mean, the show's interesting, and it's really about the fight to take over, their fight to take over their father's company. And it makes sense because the father only has 3 kids or 4 kids. So and one of them just doesn't care about it. So, I mean, it makes sense that the kids are sort of fighting for his attention and his affection, which it seems to me like a life of slavery. I think it would be smarter for them to go off and do their own thing, even though their company might not even be worth $18 billion, but like they are already worth a lot of money. So I think like it's so interesting how greed works, right? How people they're raised with this like extravagant lifestyle, but like as it said, like once you've made about $50 million, the lifestyle between you and a massive billionaire is not that different, right? You can afford the same sort of like luxuries. You can afford to rent a yacht. You might not have it, but how many times is he using his yacht that's worth $130 million? How many times is he using it every year, right? You can afford to rent that. You can afford to do that with $50 million. Well, this is back in the day. I saw a documentary that talked about that, but maybe $50 million back then, that was like 15 years ago. So compared to $50 million now, it's probably different. So I don't know the estimation, but my point is that with a good amount of money, you don't need $1 billion to live a billionaire's lifestyle, right? So a lot of these people, they put themselves in this like downward spiral because of greed and the need to like be the top guy, right? But these kids, like, I don't know, they're just none of them are just maybe I don't even know. I don't think any of them are really that equipped to run their father's company. Not even Kendall, that they make so much noise about. Anyway, the show is a great show. I love the show. Let me know your thoughts on the show. Let me know your thoughts. Do you think that Forbes is accurate with their estimation of how much money these guys make or are worth? Let me know your thoughts. Leave a comment down below. Don't forget to like, follow, subscribe, all the above. My name is Kenim, and see you next time. A peace.